Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to another episode at the Warehouse Underground podcast. Real talk for warehouse, DC, and FC professionals of all levels around the globe. I'm Ben, the host of the show, and joining me on the show today is someone from around the globe. He's coming live from Italy. His name is Dario De Stasio. He's the founder at DeStart Consulting, 360-degree partner in logistics consulting, offering tailor-made solutions for his customers. Now, most of the audience, most of my shows are about warehouse, distribution, fulfillment center, but there is bleed over with the logistics industry as part of this. And so I'm excited to have Dario on the show today to talk about some of the logistics industry and also some of the differences between the European model, the European market, and the United States, because he can offer a lot of cool insights on that. So it should be a very cool show to learn more about logistics from Dario himself, right? So with that, I will bring him on the stage. Dario, my friend, thank you for joining the Warehouse Underground podcast. How are you today, sir?
I'm good, really good. Thank you very much for having me here. It's a pleasure to know you in person. Let's say, and happy to be here and talk to you.
Yeah, you got it. Like we met each other on LinkedIn, like I do a lot of the people that I feature on the show, and so I start following your stuff, and I really love it. Right, like it's really creative and really sharp and really witty, and I really like your take on things.
Well, when let's say I post something on LinkedIn, it's coming up all my identity. That is maybe it's not the same. Let's say from all the consultant that there are all around the logistics. I like to be myself also in that.
Yeah, no, I like it, and more people should be themselves today. You know, I think that's the way to go. So, now let me ask this. So, just tell the audience a little bit more about you, like your background, kind of what led you to where you are today, and what is DeStart Consulting all about.
Yeah, thank you for this question. I'm in the field from 20 years, and I started from the field. I work in returns department from a company that works for a big client in the electronics. Then year by year, I started to grow, and I love so much what was my passion. So today, I can say that is my passion. Logistics is my companion. Through
Yeah.
through these years, I also work in multinational companies as a global logistics project leader for big companies in the luxury sector, but always as a 3PL. Work with major brands, also some American ones. And today I'm founder of DeStart Consulting, which is let's say a company focus on decision architecture in logistics, working with companies, helping them to get better the service, balance that, and starting from that, no. Understanding a little bit the point of start. We can start from a project, but also from redesign the system, redesign the environment of logistic. That is the key, you know. Understanding the identity that the companies put in on the field, and with the direction, with a new method. So we can redesign all the activities, understanding the position on the market, and get better the service from the field to the decision chain, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very cool background. Now, like, and we've kind of talked about this before, and I know other people in the industry share this opinion. Like, logistics is extremely broad. I mean, it's very broad. There are many different layers to it. It crosses over many different markets and people and the like. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast when it comes to that industry. But with all those different experiences, like how have the different experiences that you've had throughout the years in the logistics industry, how have all those sort of formed your views today on the best way for operations to run?
Yeah, there are signals in the market with the clients. There's the first signal that I see that when things are not going the right direction is when the companies focus on the issues, solve issues and not redesign the system. For example, this is something that I find that is a red flag when I'm talking with new companies. We should start to think about not only efficiency but also direction. So I see many companies that work very well with exceptional professional. Very great departments, but they don't talk to each other, no, as a together, no, as a system. So this question is very interesting because touch a lot of potential topics, as for example, the culture. No, for example, I work with many customers, with many companies all around the world. I can see that for example, in the north part of Europe, companies are very structured. There is a lot of planning, but sometimes they are a little bit rigid. So for example, this is something that I don't find in Southern Europe, that adaptability and a creative approach can help with you have some unexpected event that in the business always can come up. But well, we should learn a little bit of this planning from the north part of Europe, and maybe both sides from a different approach. In the US is also another picture, no? You build up trust with the result, but the companies in the US, I feel that you need also to express yourself, not only how you work. So they want to know you, and you get freedom in this way. But control is never missing, of course. But you have that room, that space that it's a little bit good for helping the company for create your business with them. So the culture influences the decision style as well of the work, and I find it quite interesting if you think about it.
Yeah. No, I mean, and very good points. And you brought this up in the United States. Like most of the audience that I have is in the United States. We have if you are working with international partners, there is a certain amount of cultural training that most people in the United States will have about how to work with someone who is Asian or Australian or European or what have you. Obviously, you are European based, you are in Italy. So, I mean, coming from your perspective and working with people from the United States, what have you seen to kind of be, because I know you've done projects for American companies before in the past. We talked about that, but what have you seen to be the difference between an ops leader that is United States based versus some other part in terms of just decision making speed, culture, comfortable with risk, governance? What say you on kind of the difference between the US ops leader and maybe a European one?
Well, there are differences I a little bit mentioned before. For example, the efficiency without direction is something that I found more in Europe instead of in the US. The culture of control is different. Like for example, KPIs are of course well known and well used, but sometimes the common mistake is that this is not used as should be. For example, transparency is key with the clients, but sometimes I see that some companies made manual changes for showing the best KPIs. For example, another issue that I find is the blame culture. The blame they culture, the companies, they want to put a name on the problem, but
Yeah.
nobody asks if there is a procedure, and there was a training, there was let's say the risk culture of the is inside the warehouse of just let's follow the work. So the governance can change a lot, and this also impact on decision making. No, are all interconnected. So a lot of companies, they talk about automation, but they don't talk about governance. So
Yeah.
the automation can speed up both efficiency if it is there is a good structure, a good culture. But if you don't have that, automation can bring chaos in the company and speed up the problems. So these are common mistakes that are all in all the market. And in Europe, I see that this can be, fixed with a different approach, with more vision from the leaders that are focused on fixed problems, but less focused on understanding and find some sense, no? Asking why it happens. In this, I would say that the US is a little bit more ahead of us, but still there is space for improve for everybody.
Yeah, and I think that's a very good point, and I think that's something that people need to think about, and that is if you're objective. In most cases, your objective is to help the customer, serve the customer, offer value to the customer. If you're going to be an international player in that, then you have to understand what makes them tick. What matters to them, what doesn't, in different cultures. And so
Mhm.
that's just kind of the price of entry there. But one of the things that I think people always forget is if the leaders are not about that, if the leaders are not kind of mandating that we need to have this a priority, then you may just find people just going off their natural tendencies because they're not getting that direction from the leader. So understanding those natural tendencies, I think, will help you as a player in this. And some of it's just human nature, and some of it's just kind of biases, and some of it's just a reality of different parts of the world where people work. And so you have to understand that, I think.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you, Ben. We can see also this approach of data driven, no? That
Yeah.
is always more and more important. Still today, I see operational staff that working on experience, working on feeling.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah, we don't see this approach on data of numbers, the engineering, way to think. So in my projects, I also help to bring some professionalism, some managing approach in the warehouse. I have done very nice trainings, bringing this new perspective with the people that work on the field, that are
Yeah.
always on the issue, on the problem. But once you find a new way to see the things, and this impact on all the markets that they work in this external suggestion, with this why you don't try in this way, you engage the people, because normally the people say, hey, we have done this always in this way, and this
Yeah.
is the things that you always hear in the warehouse. But the question is, okay, so the policy of the company is to stop the innovation. uh, so
Yeah.
no one wants to stop the innovation, so we should
Yeah.
start to engage the people, showing the new way of working.
Yeah, well, one thing that I've found to sometimes be universal that crosses all cultures, and that is the tendency to do that. Just find comfort, and we've done it this way. This is the way that we've done it. Now, there's some more cultures that are more, able to be flexible and move out of that. But in general, most people like the way that they've done it. They don't really like to have it disrupted a lot, at least in the beginning.
Agree. Some friction is part of the growth.
Yeah.
If you don't find this, this contradictory, this way to, let's say, different approach, you will not grow. You will not start to see the things, to start the light, let's say. So it's part of the game. I already know that when I'm should redesign a process, I will start from that point together with the
Yeah.
people. But as I have seen, it's not very difficult to fix this, because once you show some benefits early, some you engage the person, the people, listen them. Starting from
Yeah.
that, not imposing anything. I'm the first one that I want to know you. I want to know how you work, and your issue. So how I can help on that. It's mutual benefit. Then we can start from that, and the innovation will come naturally.
Yep. That's the other thing that's universal. One, someone is trying to find common ground with me. And two, they're benefiting me. So everyone responds to things that benefit them. It's going to make them better. So
Agree.
cool. I agree with that. Right. So now let me ask you this question, kind of get your opinion on this, kind of the nature of the industry right now. There are many different, we'll call them pain points, I guess, that logistics, not necessarily logistics companies, but any company that uses logistics is looking to solve. Sometimes it's they want operational improvements is what they're looking for. Other times it's just clarity in their direction. Where are they going? Cost reductions, efficiency, strategy, all sorts of different things that people may look for. But for you, you have a front row seat. Like, what are your customers or what are your clients kind of coming to you to say, these are the biggest things that we want to solve in 2026 as it pertains to logistics?
Great question. Thank you. Well, it changed a lot. We discussed before about markets, about cultures, but this is a little bit everywhere. So normally the first, door, the first gate for starting a cooperation is reduce costs. Okay, so
Mm.
all the companies once was that, but once you start to understanding where you can reduce costs, it comes naturally some new strategy, some new direction. You can start also from a project, for a small project, and then day by day it comes that I before said, the identity of the company, the method how they works. So
Yep.
they starting from a project. Okay, we are this business, so we acquire this business. We have to put in place. We have to search another warehouse, or maybe improve our WMS, reduce the number of activities. Because the redundancy is always often always find it in these projects. But when you work on that, you create a new path with that, with the companies. So and it's not strange that in the end you will find the way to work together on decision chain of the company. So because you see how the company decide. For example, when a manager decide to say yes or no to a client, has a big impact. But when you see the micro decision of an operator deciding to make a picking list instead of another, so this micro decision, if you sum all the micro decision of the day and the weeks and the operators, you have a big impact on that. So I give you this example because decision are part of the game for me. Okay, we start from that project, but then I ask to the company, do you know that this decision make this impact for you, and we can grow on that as well. So they can ask you about the pain points that we discussed before, but normally in the end we are going to the decision chain.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I think that's I think that's all true. I don't think that's really gonna ever change some of the things that you talked about. They will probably be there forever. I mean, reduce costs. I mean, I've never heard a business yet that says, I really want to increase costs. I mean, it's just you don't hear that often. And if they do, there's you still have a catch to that.
Agree.
Right. They get it on the back end. So now let me ask this question. So DeStart Consulting is the name of your firm. If I was a prospective customer, if I was a prospective client and I was considering working with you, what would I expect? Like, what should I expect? What does the day in the life look like? How do you start out? How do you interact with them? Like, what can I expect if I use your services at your consulting firm? How are you helping your customers, and what does it look like for them?
Nice. Thank you for the question. Well, I'm not one of the big four,
Yeah.
so I have to bring to the table my personality. So the way I work, my identity. That's why I discuss about identity, because I need to understand the identity of the company. But in the same time, I let's say show my identity, my way to work. So this way of working is tailor-made on the customer as well.
Yeah.
So I design the right project for the Start Consulting, and the right project of the Start Consulting is also to build the business together let's say in a way, make it, we can make the future together, not just solve the problem. So before we discuss about the decision chain, so I'm more focused on understanding the company, but also to see where the company can go.
Mm.
So how we can work together. We can with a lot of commitment for my for myself, for
Yeah.
flexibility, adaptability. I travel a lot. I like to be in different cultures. I like to work together with different cultures and people. Um,
Yeah.
Today, I'm not the only one. I'm not alone. I can work with different projects in the same time, because anyway I have some help, some contribution external. So this can bring some expertise in the Star Consulting. For example, when I am in a new warehouse to understanding balance the potential new site, I'm not alone. I'm involve also technicians, so they can give me precise idea of the structure, no, electricity and so on. So yes, my approach with the client is to be myself 100%, bring these 20 years of experience, international, with different markets, with projects, with efficiency, everything, but also to bring different, let's say, different skills, not only logistics. That's the thing.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that I have, like I follow you on LinkedIn, and everyone should. Like I mentioned, you put out great content and really cool person to follow. And one of the things that I've seen you post about that I think resonated with me, and it probably would other people, is just the quote unquote gray area hell. And so I think when you see this life cycle of companies a lot, where they start out and they're very scrappy and they're very fast and they make a lot of movements, but then over time there's just sort of this natural tendency for the bureaucracy to take over. Sometimes companies get bloated. You got all these like people in the decision chain. So but that puts a heavy grip, a tight grip on decisions and everything. But some people will say, well, it's a safety mechanism. It prohibits us from making rash decisions, making decisions too fast, and making a mistake. Then other people will say, no, it just makes you bloated and too slow, and you're a bureaucracy. So you probably encounter this a lot as the consultant. But what are your thoughts on that sort of gray area hell and how all of that works? What say you on that?
This is a big topic. So if a process or a company lives in a gray area, it will never scale. So in logistics, most problems don't happen in black and white. They will happen when gray areas between departments are in place. So gray areas create inefficiency, conflict, hidden cost, political behavior. So when KPIs are unclear, when responsibility are blurred, so when the people think about to protect themselves instead of think about the good of the company, well, there is no decision chain clear. As I said before, decision, you see, comes always politics over, and
Yeah.
that is a issue. The people thinks of let's say of his own or people around that, because there are some like teams working together. Also the responsibility when are not clear. You don't find the way to build up. You find a way to protect yourself and then you leave. And that is not the best way to work. So the gray areas are really an hell, and you can fix it with put some clarity. When a consultant is in the company, it brings some natural approach. No, a consultant can ask you tough questions. Just to be there is like put a mirror. The company starts to see themselves. Then have to decide if they want to continue like this to make all the people happy. Happy or not, we should scale. So starting from somebody that comes, an external person, a consultant inside your company with this freedom of speech, of saying the things. Of course, is not the best because sometimes the issues comes from this approach from the company to leave everybody, But when things are working, the companies stop innovating this. No, it's not that. You should always grow, even if the things are going well. Doesn't mean that it can go better.
Yep. Yep. And I agree with you. I agree with you on that. And I think maybe it kind of depends on company dependent. Some may be more on that than others. I think it depends. But yeah, I mean, I agree with your sentiments on that. So let me ask you this question. Some companies that you may work with have people in their company that have good logistics knowledge. Like maybe they're on staff, maybe they have a background, but sometimes other companies that you have or you work with, they won't have that. So what are some misconceptions or misunderstandings that some people may have out there as it pertains to the world of logistics?
Well, this is a nice question, Ben. As you mentioned, we find professionals. We have expertise already in the company, and everything is on a place. But we should focus on how the company works. If there is a more tactical approach or more strategic approach. For example, in the first example, you see the company that follow issues, follow the client, the many requests that comes, maybe exemptions, react on everything. They follow the work. Let's say no. But I don't say that this is bad. This is always good because companies work also for that. But once you see the company that is working in this way, you have a lot of problem solvers.
Yeah.
Companies that are full of people that the work of this guy, these people is fix the issues. They go to the home in the evening, happy because they fix 1,000 problems without the issues, but they didn't redesign anything. So also when you see the companies that's searching for new employees or new managers, problem solving is always requested, but it's okay. I mean, it is important, but I would like to see more companies that talk about the strategies, how a problem can solve forever.
Yep.
Redesign the ecosystem and create that problem. So strategic consultancy is more like on why, on redesign, on the sense of the things. So that's why I'm talking about identity most of the times with the companies, because it's part of your ID when you work in this way. You put your ID on the market.
Let me ask you this question. So it's kind of shifting gears a little bit on this one. Um, Specifically about Italy, right? We'll talk about Italy, which is where you are. Now, I'll say there are some locations, there are some geographic locations in the United States that are just in prime spots geographically, whether it's by the port or by the roads. We are in the United States, where the center of population is. So some have a huge advantage, and I would think that Italy has an advantage like that too in the European market, right there on the Mediterranean. So, how big of an advantage is the geographic location of Italy for all of Europe?
Well, yes. Naturally, Italy was about the position. No?
Yeah,
We are in a geostrategical position, very, very good, in the middle of the Mediterranean. We are, between two regions, Europe and Africa. So the position is very strategic. But this is from, let's say, since forever. But I'm starting to see the things in a little different way when we are starting to see companies that bring headquarters here. For example,
mm,
Milan, and the recent 20 years, many big companies bring the strategic headquarter here. So when we start to see decision makers, decision chain, and of the big companies positioning them headquarter and also operation, because the Po Valley is full of big warehouses, and
yep,
in the recent years there are many new operations from all over the world. The position as a strategic hub for southern Europe. Also myself, I have followed big projects for EMEA region with in Italy. So this is another
and
message. So when we start to see the headquarter of big companies taking place in Italy, this is a big, let's say, direction for the companies that
yeah.
see Italy as a prime location geographically, as you said.
Yeah, yeah, perfect. Yeah, no, I agree. It's been been that way forever. Like you said, it's location never change. So,
Yes.
all right, let me get your opinion on this. Just the industry in general, right? So you're expert in the industry. So where, just your opinion, but where do you see it going over the next 5 to 10 years? I mean, new things are coming online, artificial intelligence and more data and systems and every automation. Well, like where do you see it? Where do you see the logistics industry going, and how can you kind of help guide that for your clients?
It's great. We are in a turning point at the moment. Managers today are starting to see, the activity. seeing the tools, okay, but also starting to see vision, starting to understand that, for example, the service must be more like leading the client instead of following the request. I give you this as a counter turning point. I say this because we are all always talking about either automation or IE. That is great. That overload, of course. So these are all tools that we can implement. But what I have seen that is the managers are starting to change the way they work with more on mental automation first, let's say,
Yeah.
and then automation. So I've seen companies that are integrating not anymore fragmented activities. So also this approach of the new professional that are working
Yep.
like myself or many others in not with dependency, but with more autonomies and helping more environments at the same time. This is another point that I've seen in the logistics industry. Before there were less of this new profile that work in the history with also competitors. At the moment I'm working with a different competitors, but
Mm.
with of course NDAs, with of course confidential, way, not put let's say things because confidential is very important for client for myself. But this is more on culture. But of course, I can also see the automation is growing a lot.
Yeah.
Companies that working manually, they start to think about the sorting for closing lines. I see more and more, pick to light, put to light,
Yep.
unloading. There are also small companies that are starting step by step to put some automation, starting from closing lines that are easy to put in place, no? For closing the parcel and put the label, weight, and sorting by carrier, by destination. This is
Yep.
something that is growing a lot, and
Yeah. I think those are all. I mean, I think it's an exciting time to be a part of the industry because you have this thirst for knowledge. You have all this new stuff, and some of it is just noise. Like some things are just noise, and people need to filter out the noise from whatever. But just an exciting time to be in because you have all this new technology, you have all these new people, all these new ideas. It's just a cool industry to be a part of because it's just growing fast, and now there's more talk about it, more hype, and so I think that's a good thing. I think that the hard thing, the challenge is going to be just blocking out the just overload, just overwhelming of all these new things and everything. But if people can do that, if they can sift through what's bringing value and not, and the people that can help them do that, the people that can help them sort of find that value and figure out what's noise and what's not, I think that'll be gold. I mean, that will be the good part to be as that begins to come down the pipe. So cool.
very
Now let me ask this, like to kind of wrap it up. So, like I said in the beginning, I follow you on LinkedIn. Other people should follow you on LinkedIn too if they don't. But where can people find out more about you? And where can people find out more about DeStart Consulting? So I know you have a website, and like I went to the website, but where can people find out more? And what do you have on the horizon for 2026 and beyond?
well. Of course, as you mentioned, I have my website, but you can of course ask me directly on my LinkedIn. I also the link that of the Start Consulting as well. So there is also my number, my email. Very easy to find in my profiles. And the vision is to let's say consolidate the partnership with the current clients, but to be open and new collaborations.
Yeah.
Even with the small entities, it's not bad to grow together, make new standards together with a small startup. It's very exciting. It's part of the game. I love it. But also to create this a team of experts that I'm work together more and more for follow more projects in the same time. So this is the direction today. Keep the line very straight, and
Yeah.
to be open and new operate new clients. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Exciting times, man. And like I say, I hope people follow you and check you out. Like, you've got some cool stuff. You're very
Thank you.
good guy, very knowledgeable, insightful, and I think people will really enjoy working with you if they seek you out. So, well,
Thank you.
I appreciate you appearing on the podcast again, my friend, and good luck to you in the future. And let me know if there's anything that I can do to help. And awesome time chatting with you. It was really cool. Thank you again.
Was great. Thank you for the experience. You're really enjoyable, enjoy it, and I wish you the best.
Yeah. Thanks, Dario. Take care, my friend. Bye bye.
Ciao.
All right, guys, that concludes this episode. So, like I say, check out Dario De Stasio on LinkedIn, give him a follow, and check out his consulting firm for really anything. But certainly, if you are interested in the logistics space or the services that they can provide, you won't regret it. Very, very good guy. I really enjoyed getting to know him and chatting with him. As the Warehouse Underground goes, please sign up for the community. There's almost 300 people that have signed up for the community. Inside the community, we do live events. We just did one a couple of weeks ago. We have message boards and networking, lots of cool things going on inside that community. And check out the Tiger Team Show, which is the other podcast I do, the other show. I have a co-host, Jordan. We put on that show. It's all for people that work in warehousing and fulfillment centers and distribution centers, but it has a wit, humor, and sarcastic flavor to go with it. So if you guys are into that, I think you will like that show. So thank you again to Dario for appearing on the podcast. We will see you next time for episode number 37. Take care. God bless.